If your child is preparing for the NWEA MAP 6th grade test, this video will help you understand what to expect and how to practice more effectively. I'll start with a quick overview of the test. Then I'll walk through sample questions in math, reading, language usage, and science. For each question, I recommend pausing the video, letting your child try the answer, and then continuing to hear the explanation. Later in the video, I'll also show a 6th grade MAP score table with percentiles based on NWEA's most updated documents, so you can better understand how scores are usually interpreted. By the end, you'll have a clearer idea of the test format, the question styles, and the skills your child may need to strengthen before test day. Let's get started. The NWEA MAP Growth is an adaptive test. This means the test adjusts based on your child's answers. When a child answers correctly, the next questions become harder. When a child answers incorrectly, the test gives easier questions. This helps the test measure your child's current academic level more accurately. In 6th grade, students are tested in math, reading, language usage, and in some schools, science. Each section usually includes around 43 questions, and the test is untimed, so students can work at their own pace. 6th grade is also an important transition year. In math, students move into the MAP 6+ test, which includes more advanced middle school and even high school level concepts. If your child struggles, the test may show questions from earlier grade levels. If your child performs very well, the test may show much more advanced questions. That is why preparation should focus on understanding, not memorization. Your child needs to read carefully, solve step by step, and feel comfortable with different question styles. Now let's move into the practice questions. The math section includes operations, algebraic thinking, statistics, probability, geometry, number systems, and more. Let's begin with a geometry question. Find the value of y based on the given angles. Pause the video and try it first. The correct answer is D. The sum of all the angles in any quadrilateral is 360 degrees. To find the missing angle y, follow these steps. Add the given angles. Combine like terms. Subtract 230 degrees from both sides. So the required angle is 130 degrees. Now let's try a statistics question. The table shows the number of rainy days in different months. The question asks for the mode and the range. Pause here and choose the best answer. The correct answer is D. The mode is the number that appears most often in the data set. In this table, 14 days appears most often. The range is the difference between the greatest value and the smallest value. To find the range, subtract the lowest number from the highest number. That gives a range of 15 days. This question checks whether students understand basic statistics vocabulary and can apply it to a table. Let's move on to the reading test section. The reading section checks comprehension, vocabulary, literary text, informational text, the ability to understand meaning from context, and many other skills. Let's start with an informational text question. This question asks for the best summary of the speech. A strong summary should include the main problem and the speaker's main solution. Pause the video and choose the best answer. The correct answer is A. The speech is mainly about the problem of unsafe drinking water. The speaker says they want to fix old water systems and create community water testing programs. Answer A includes both the problem and the solution. The other answer choices either focus on details that are not central to the speech or include ideas that the passage does not actually say. This is a good example of why students should avoid choosing an answer just because it includes a familiar word from the passage. The best summary must match the main idea. Now let's look at a vocabulary and context question. The question asks what boisterous means in this sentence. Pause here and use the clues around the word. The correct answer is B, cheerful and noisy. The sentence says the audience clapped, cheered, and stomped their feet. That tells us the applause was loud and full of energy. But it was also positive, because the audience was cheering for the performers. So boisterous means cheerful and noisy in this context. Answer D, loud and angry, is not the best choice because nothing in the passage suggests anger. This type of question checks whether students can use context clues, not just memorize definitions. If you found this video helpful so far, please like it and subscribe. It helps us keep creating practical test prep videos for parents and students. And if you want more structured practice, you can also check out Gifted Ready, where you'll find MAP practice resources with test-like questions, targeted quizzes, and clear explanations. Now, let's continue with language usage. The language usage section measures grammar, punctuation, spelling, sentence structure, and writing skills. Let's start with a spelling and plural noun question. Which word is the correct plural form of thesis? Pause the video and choose the correct answer. The correct answer is C, theses. The singular word is thesis. The plural form is theses. This is an irregular plural, so it does not follow the simple rule of just adding s or es. Students may see questions like this in the language usage section because the test checks spelling, word forms, and grammar rules. Now let's try a writing and research question. The question asks for a suitable research question about the cultural impact of music. A good research question should be specific, meaningful, and connected to the topic. Pause here and choose the best answer. The correct answer is B. This question connects music to culture and history. It asks how jazz influenced an important social movement, so it clearly fits the idea of cultural impact. Answer A is about the invention of the piano. Answer C is about popularity. Answer D is about physical differences between instruments. Those may be research questions, but they do not focus on the cultural impact of music. Now, let's move on to the science test section. Some schools also include the MAP science test in 6th grade. Science questions cover life science, physical science, earth and space science, and scientific reasoning. For this video, I'll show one life science question. The diagram shows a plant cell and an animal cell. The question asks about the function of chloroplasts, which are found in plant cells but not animal cells. Pause the video and choose the best answer. The correct answer is C. Chloroplasts capture energy from sunlight and help convert it into food for the plant. This process is called photosynthesis. This question checks whether students understand cell structures and their functions. Now let's look at the 6th grade MAP RIT score table. This table shows RIT scores and percentiles for mathematics, language usage, reading, and science based on NWEA's most updated documents. A RIT score gives a picture of your child's academic level. It helps show the level of questions your child is likely ready to work on. The percentile shows how that score compares with other students in the same grade. For example, the 50th percentile is the median or mean range. A child scoring around this range is performing close to the middle of the norm group. Higher percentiles reflect stronger performance compared with the norm group. Scores below the middle range can help show which subjects or skills may need extra support. So how can you help your child improve their MAP performance? Start with steady practice. Short, focused sessions are usually better than long sessions that feel stressful or overwhelming. Next, practice by skill. Identify your child's weaker areas using your MAP score report and focus on them first to see the biggest improvement in scores. Another important step is to review mistakes. A wrong answer is not just something to correct. It is a clue that shows what your child needs to practice next. It also helps to use test-like questions. MAP questions often look different from regular worksheets. Students need to read carefully, compare answer choices, and understand exactly what the question is asking. That is why I recommend focused practice rather than random worksheets. For a more complete option, you can check out Gifted Ready's 6th grade MAP practice package. It includes structured practice across math, reading, language usage, and science, with explanations that help students learn from each question. I added a link to the practice package in the video's description and the pinned comment. That brings us to the end of this 6th grade MAP practice video. If this video helped, please like it and subscribe for more practical test prep videos. And for more support, visit Gifted Ready and explore the complete MAP practice resources. Thanks for watching, and I wish your child lots of success with the MAP test.